I understand you're about to embark on a new project. Could you tell us about it?
Yes, we're embarking on a new project. We're setting up a method for LCMS screening. It's to complement our existing GCMS screening method. The GCMS screening method cannot identify all compounds that could be present in the environment, and that's due to their polarity. So, for example, very water-soluble compounds or compounds that cannot volatilize using GCMS can be analysed using LCMS. The approach will be high-resolution screening. We'll be setting up a database of around 1,000 compounds. And when we do the method development, this method then will be offered to the Environment Agency.
Let me show you a few useful features that could help you in your project.
In order to help you design your method, you can use Chrome Genius. The software predicts compound retention time for a method. If you have a number of different generic methods, the software will suggest which method would be most suitable. To give the algorithm a good basis for the prediction, you first need to enter some measured experimental results for the method. To do this, you have to draw a structure, or select from the ACD dictionary of 150,000 named compounds. Once you have your structure drawn, you can click the Database button and enter in the experimental data. Such as retention time, peak area, and width. Once you've stored some experimental data, the software can be used to predict the retention time of further compounds. As before, you draw a structure and press the Results button to get a prediction. The software allows you to exclude dissimilar compounds and recalculate the retention time for more accuracy. Your colleague, Melanie Schumacher, did an extensive evaluation of the software and was very pleased to find that the predictions were within 1.5 minutes of the experimental data. She emailed me to say she particularly liked the prediction plot of theoretical values against experimental, which would help her easily decide the best model to use. Once your method is finalized, you can conduct your LCMS screening using the software module that you have just acquired. IntelliTarget. IntelliTarget has been designed for LCMS targeted analysis. The software uses mass, expected isotope patterns, and when entered a retention time window, to identify the presence of a compound. Firstly, you'll need to have a list of targets, ideally but not essentially with their retention time. This is where you'll store your 1,000 compounds. These lists can be saved to a file. To add a compound, all you need to do is press the Add button and add the name, the formula and retention time. To run the software, just click the Run icon. The software does baseline correction, noise reduction, and deconvolutes the targeted compounds into individual components. It then labels the extracted ion chromatograms of all found compounds. The software checks the spectra to see if the expected isotope pattern is present. It also checks the mass difference. The results are displayed in the table of mass chromatograms. Using the quality control parameters of mass and isotope patterns, a formula fit quality index is displayed. The closer it is to 1, the more confidence you have that it is not a false positive. The software will optionally identify adducts, which can be handy for confirming a hit. If I display the total ion chromatogram and unzoom, you can see IntelliTarget has identified trace components in a complex matrix. You can report the data out using a template. The vector images can be pasted into Word, or the whole report can be turned into an Adobe document. You can also store the extracted mass chromatogram in a searchable database. Automation is also possible, allowing you to process and analyze multiple samples within the shortest possible time. ACD Chrome Genius will predict where a compound will elute within a method. You'll be able to rapidly modify your standard methods to add additional compounds. If you have more than one generic method, it will identify which of your methods is most suitable for that new compound. You will save considerable time in method development. ACD IntelliTarget will identify targeted compounds from within a complex matrix. It uses isotope patterns and delta mass as a quality control parameter to reduce false positives. There are many reporting and databasing options. It is compatible with all the major LCMS instruments.